Good evening, and welcome to the 2016 National Honor Society induction. At this time, would everyone please stand for the procession, followed directly by the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Dave Adam, the principal of Lawrence High School.
Thank you, Ms. Boer. A very nice introduction. I appreciate that. Welcome, everyone. On behalf of our Board of Education, Dr. Edwards, our superintendent, the Lawrence High School administration, faculty, and staff, we'd like to welcome all of our parents and families here tonight to the 2016 Lawrence High School National Honor Society's annual induction ceremony. First, I want to congratulate all of our seniors who have served as mentors and academic role models this past year. We appreciate all of your hard work, dedication to Lawrence High School, representing our school and community as intellectual leaders and mentors, and very soon, believing us, knowing that your legacy of academic achievement and clear moral compass was fulfilled, all the while preparing yourselves to move on to the next chapter of your lives, wherever that may take you. Next, I'd like to congratulate all this year's inductees. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. Tonight's a special night. It's not like a VIP assembly. Some of you know what that means from LIS. It's not a Student of the Month assembly. That's different. Rather, tonight's celebration is a culmination of all of your efforts throughout your academic career. Each of you truly embody the major themes of the National Honor Society of character, scholarship, leadership, and service. It is also very impressive to review your resumes for all of our students, not only for what they've accomplished during the school day, which is outstanding by itself, but more importantly, the work that each of you contribute to our greater Lawrence community. It's absolutely amazing. We are all impressed by your ability to balance all aspects of your life and still have time for the extracurricular activities that help to complete your high school experience. After tonight's ceremony, you take up the mantle of establishing the next standard of academic excellence of our school and continue the great work that your predecessors, or seniors, have left for you to accomplish. I challenge each of you to accept this task and lead our school in the direction that we collectively agree is necessary to drive our culture of academia to greater heights. I would be remiss if I did not take a few minutes to also congratulate and thank all of our very supportive parents and extended family members. Students, how about we give these guys a round of applause for all they've done for us. As we all know, our parents are our first teachers, setting the next generation on the path of wonder, inquiry, friendship, while also providing a safety net of protection during our first steps as individuals. Each of you have supported your children to complete the good deeds of our society and have instilled the lessons of dedication, empathy, and morality. You've also permitted the faculty and staff and administration of all the schools in Lawrence to share in the efforts to guide these outstanding students to the successes that bring them here tonight, fully prepared to take on the challenges beyond the walls of our school and into the world beyond our borders. Please accept our gratitude, knowing that we have enjoyed every step along this journey and look forward to great accomplishments in the near future. It is my job as principal of this school to establish the academic vision and rigor for our faculty. This sets the stage for the magic that takes place in the classrooms every single day here at Lawrence High School. As a former high school social studies teacher, I take this charge very seriously, enjoying those opportunities of seeing our teachers working with their students, pushing their academic limits, and seeing you, the students, rise every single day. This is why we all love working at Lawrence High School, and look forward to seeing how you will lead our school moving forward. Before closing, we need to thank two individuals, to my right here, who poured their hearts and souls into organizing and leading the Lawrence High School chapter of the National Honor Society. Please join me in giving a round of applause to thank Ms. Mallon and Ms. Herzog. Thank you all again for being part of our ceremony tonight. And again, congratulations to all of our inductees. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming and congratulations to the inductees. Tonight, I have the pleasure of introducing the keynote speaker of this evening's ceremony. Dr. Chris Woolley was a student of English Literature and Psychology at Roanoke College in 1967 to 1971. As a student, he watched the world change in front of him from a war and a draft to civil rights protests and pro-peace movements. While in graduate school achieving his master's in guidance counseling from William & Mary, he taught varying levels of English and English literature and was promoted to department head in just his second year of teaching. At just the age of 34, Dr. Woolley had the honor of receiving the Outstanding Young Educators Award in Virginia due to his service as an administrator in Poquoson High School in Virginia. After a childhood spent across the globe and his education occurring during such an eventful time, he had first-hand experience of an evolving world and was able to use his worldly experiences to guide Lawrence Township Public Schools into the modern era. He wrote his dissertation on the fifth grade students of LHS, concluding that computers should be a tool in the classroom, not a teacher, something that has remained a prominent part of our township ever since, and as the assistant principal of LMS, conducted a complete restructure of the entire school. Alongside the superintendent, Dr. Woolley led the town through funding and teacher development programs, helping outfit the school with new desks and equipment based on corporate donations rather than state expenses, and helping the teachers of Lawrence High School and Lawrence Township Public Schools reach their fullest potential. However, he did not stop there, and as the strategic planner of LTPS, he, for the first time, gave our town a long-term vision. After 25 years of service to our town with enthusiasm and zeal, Dr. Woolley has viewed retirement with the same fervor that he conducted affairs of education. While all retirees strive to stay in shape, few are awarded the USAT All-American status by the U.S. Triathlon Association and the World Athlete status by the Ironman Association. He now spends his lazy days of retirement traveling the world with his wife and competing in international triathlon competitions. That is, of course, when he isn't spending time with his 9 grandchildren. Throughout his life, Dr. Woolley has expertly displayed the traits of national honors, helping our town both grow and thrive. And it is a pleasure and an honor to introduce you to him today. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Woolley.
Thank you, Katie, for that very generous introduction. Congratulations to all National Honor Society inductees tonight, and thank you to all inductees and current National Honor Society members for your service. I'm sure I speak for everyone here when I say how proud we are of you. I simply want to echo Mr. Adams' comments as he showed appreciation for all the parents and teachers here and superintendent here tonight. Every person in this room has played an enormous role in this evening's celebration. I would, however, like to particularly point out that I was privileged to have been associated with Mr. Adam as he began his school administration career, and I'm extremely proud of the contributions he's making to Lawrence Township today. Finally, I'm deeply honored to have been asked by Mrs. Herzog to return to Lawrence to speak to you. First, I want to put your contributions to Lawrence High School into some sort of quick perspective. You have contributed over 4,500 hours of service to this school and to the community. You have contributed leadership to over 180 organizations in this school. You have attained at least a 3.75 grade point average in order to even be considered for this position this evening. And then you needed to be vetted by a committee of teachers who are willing to put their reputations on the line as to your character. Being inducted into the National Honor Society is an achievement that will help define each of you for the rest of your lives. You are now part of a noble cause that values scholarship, promotes excellence in human character, fosters leaders, and stimulates a desire to render service. These qualities, scholarship, character, leadership, and service, symbolize the candles standing in front of you. They will be lit tonight in your honor. The candles stand individually and in isolation from one another. But in life, the qualities these candles represent do not stand alone. The qualities they represent should not be lived in isolation. There is, in fact, an unseen connection or bond that is also on the table, and is this unseen bond that I want to talk about tonight. The assignment Mrs. Herzog gave me is to answer this question: what is the meaning of scholarship, character, leadership, and service in the world today? This implies these concepts mean something different than they did in the past. As I researched these human qualities, I found that they mean the same today as they've always meant. It was not such a simple question, and I should have expected this from an assignment given by Mrs. Herzog. So back to work I went. Finally, I came to a second conclusion. The meanings of the words scholarship, character, leadership, and service have not changed. But the consequences of valuing each of these qualities individually, equally, and in connection with each other, as well as our ability to apply these qualities in concert with one another, are more consequential in the world today than ever before. It is the connection among the candles in front of you, not the candles themselves, that has changed. It is the connection among the candles that has become increasingly important. Conversely, failure to see the interdependence among the concepts represented by the candles and our failure to apply the concepts represented by the candles in concert with one another has greater consequence today than ever before. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. I grew up in the 1960s and 70s. I was born before the Korean War. I went to high school, to an American high school in Germany during the Cold War. I went to college during the Vietnam War. It was also a time of civil unrest throughout the country, including violent unrest in many U.S. cities, including cities in New Jersey. Fast forward 30 years. In 1995, Robert McNamara, who had been the U.S. Secretary of Defense from 1961 to 1968, said of the Vietnam War, "We were wrong, terribly wrong. We owe it to future generations to explain why." Robert McNamara was a renowned whiz kid. In addition to being the longest-serving U.S. Secretary of Defense in U.S. history, he helped rebuild Ford Motor Company after World War II. He served as president of Ford Motor Company, and he served as president of the World Bank from 1968 to 1981. Robert McNamara was the epitome of scholarship. He had attended the University of California at Berkeley, and he was elected Phi Beta Kappa in his sophomore year. After graduating from Berkeley, he attended Harvard Business School, where he attained his MBA degree. This was a man of scholarship. He was brilliant, hardworking, and dedicated to the service of the companies he worked for and the country he helped lead. Yet 50,000 American service people and an estimated 2 to 4 million Vietnamese died as a result of decisions in which he and other very well-educated leaders were key players. These were decisions he later, however courageously, said were wrong. So what was missing? The answer to the question, what was missing, was provided 2,400 years earlier. In the Greek tragedy Antigone, Sophocles said, "All men make mistakes, but a good man yields when he knows his course is wrong and repairs the evil. The only crime is pride." Scholarship is critical to making decisions. However, the ability to yield when you know your course is wrong and repair the evil is a separate and equally critical quality. It must coexist on an equal footing with scholarship. This quality is represented by the second candle, character. We all make mistakes. The greater our position in the world, the more likely our mistakes will have greater consequences for others. Soon you will be in charge. When you are, please remember the unseen but ever-present bond between scholarship and character. Theodore Roosevelt put it bluntly, as he was often apt to do. He said, "To educate a person in the mind, but not in morals, is to educate a menace to society." Next, how are scholarship and character connected to service and leadership? Service and leadership without scholarship and character create all kinds of problems. From misguided do-gooders on one end of the continuum to criminal behavior on the other. Conversely, without service and leadership, the qualities of scholarship and character are squandered. The world loses just as much when leadership and service are absent as it does when they are self-serving or misguided. But is this lofty goal of applying scholarship, character, leadership, and service equally and in concert with one another even realistically possible if you want to be successful in today's world? Let me tell you about a few people that I know. I know a radiation oncologist who's the only doctor in the nation able to treat cancer patients with proton therapy when their lung cancer has reoccurred after prior treatment. I know an engineer who's using 3D printer technology to develop new organ tissues that could replace organ transplants in the future. I know a scientist who developed a membrane to purify water. That same scientist is now using the same tissue to develop artificial kidneys and lungs. I know a person who published a book and produced a documentary film that will foster mutual respect among cultures. I know a doctor who has developed new technology for finding cancer in a person's body sooner than any other technology. I know a professor who is the lead investigator on 5 National Institute of Health-funded medical trials. All these people that I have cited above are former inductees of the Lawrence High School National Honor Society. Chuck Simone, Ben Feinberg, Adam Feinberg, Mira Monicum, Molly Berry, Nicole Simone are just a few examples of Cardinal National Honor Society alumni living the 4 qualities of your induction today. Note how they have obligated themselves to live according to the principles of the National Honor Society, just as you are committing to do today. Whom do they serve, and whom or what do they lead? Finally, notice how their work will have infinitely greater impact on the world today than ever before. This enhanced impact I call the amplified effect. Not only do the qualities of scholarship, character, leadership, and service exist in concert in these LHS alumni, but these alumni have huge potential for the amplified effect in their work. Their work today will have greater consequence to the world than ever before. I selected these examples not because they're unique among National Honor Society members from Lawrence High School. These amazing people just happen to be the children of LHS parents that I've kept in touch with over the years. The National Honor Society will help open doors for you that may not be open to other people. At the same time, by your induction, you are making a commitment to use these gifts for something more than just yourself. Your induction this evening will assist you in creating an amplified effect for this country and the world. Remember, today we are proud of you. Also remember that in the not-too-distant future, we will rely on you. Congratulations, and thank you.
Hello, I am Brian Mark, and this is Caroline Bora. We are the co-presidents of the 2016 Lawrence High School chapter of the National Honor Society. We would first again like to thank Mr. Woolley for his speech. So he mentioned the 5 candles you see before you. You may have noticed that one of them is currently lit, and we will continue to light the other ones later. This candle reflects our eternal flame. Our office is reflected by the eternal flame. This candle parallels the National Honor Society torch on the insignia displayed below us, which symbolizes the process by which we gain knowledge. This candle demonstrates the continuity of our search for knowledge, as it reflects our understanding and wisdom in a world in which information is always changing, so knowledge cannot be stagnant either.
Now I invite my fellow officers to light the remaining candles, symbolizing the 4 pillars that tonight's inductees were measured against. Starting with scholarship, our Vice President, Jane Lynn.
Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning and accumulating knowledge. Knowledge is a powerful and essential element in life and can lead to the highest success through great diligence and effort. Learning sheds light on the mistakes and successes of the past, ignites the torch guiding us to understand the present, and illuminates the possibilities of the future. The candidates have proven that they demonstrate the qualities of scholars, for they have already spent hours after hours reading and studying in order to gain the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. Candidates hold the responsibility to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship and learning, for even after their formal education has ended, human education only ends with the end of life. In the words of Preston Yancey, being a scholar means asking big questions and then searching for the answers. Our next speaker will be Secretary Katie Carpinelli, who will speak about service.
My office is service. Service can be established in the routine of the day's work where many opportunities arrive to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefits of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek our membership to promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow. Douglas Adams once said, "To give real service, you must add something which cannot be bought or measured with money, and that is sincerity and integrity." And this is something that each of the inductees has represented over the course of their academic career. And now, our treasurer, Shay Patel, discussing leadership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common classroom goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's common interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in the school, the community, or the nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantive change to each of our members. As Nelson Mandela said, it is better to lead from behind and put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory and when nice things occur. You take the front line, and then there is danger. Then people will appreciate your leadership. And now talking about character is historian Andrew Baker.
Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality, our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one through life, and once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others, to be rather to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. As Herbert Reed once said, a person of personality can formulate ideals, but only a person of character can achieve them.
The officers of the National Honor Society would now like to introduce and begin to induct our new inductees. So would row one please rise? Anjali Agarwal. Anjali is best known for her love of biology and is looking forward to leading the Science Olympiad team as president next year. When she's not participating in STEM activities, Anjali is conducting market search for her DECA projects. Additionally, Anjali is excited to serve as an officer for the Model UN Club. She aspires to be a biomedical researcher. Anshul Aich. Anshul is involved in many clubs, including organizations at LHS, including DECA, Tri-M, Girls Tennis, International Alliance, and the Business Academy. She volunteers at the Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital in Hamilton every week and loves to help the patients there. Anshul has a deep interest in finance and economics and hopes to pursue a career in one of those two fields as an adult. Anshul would like to thank her family and her friends for always supporting her and helping her to join this organization. Calvin Enkener. Calvin volunteers with New Jersey Special Olympics and on the soccer field as a coach and referee for the Lawrence Hamnet Soccer Association. He has played competitive soccer for 7 years for Lawrence High School since freshman year. He was chosen to attend the Congress of Future Science and Technology Leaders. He plans to pursue a degree in mechanical or aerospace engineering. Jake Ari. Jake is primarily an athlete who plays both baseball and soccer. When he is not on the field, he participates in community events such as St. Baldrick's, where he is a 5-year Shavee. Jake has also volunteered as a youth baseball coach. He has participated in over 150 hours of team activities, including practices, games, and team parties. Lastly, Jake is a member of Student Leadership, a club in which he assists in events such as freshman orientation and conferences. Daniel Bartfield. Dan has been a member of the LHS golf team since freshman year and is practicing or playing whenever he can. He is also a varsity debater and an active member of New Jersey Model Congress. At the 2016 Model Congress, he was selected for an overall achieving position, the only junior to do so. William Bidell. Will loves math and science and is hoping to major in physics in college. He eventually sees himself having a career as an astrophysicist. Will is also a 2-sport varsity athlete in soccer and lacrosse. He was captain of the soccer team this past fall and currently leads his lacrosse team in assists. He has also been selected 4 times for the New Jersey State Olympic Development Soccer Program. Will volunteers his time in the community, helping coach both recreational soccer and lacrosse teams, as well as working as a referee for soccer and a scorekeeper for basketball. When he is not doing schoolwork or sports, he likes to spend time with his family. Madeline Brummel. Madeline Brummel is the editor-in-chief and layout editor of the Lawrencian, Lawrence High School's official newspaper. She was also a dance captain of the school musical and is a member of the Madrigal Choir. She is passionate about the humanities. Madeline would like to thank her family members for their support. Emily Castor. Emily is currently a junior at Lawrence High School. As vice president of her class, she helps in preparation for their senior prom. When not volunteering to help the children of Union Baptist Church through a program called Quixote Quest, you can find her out on the Mercer Lake. Emily rows for Mercer Junior Rowing Club's varsity team. She would like to thank her parents for their endless support.
Mohan Chimpora. Mohan is the son of Ketan and Chaya Chimpora. He's an officer of the LHS class of 2017, the STEM Academy and the Science Olympiad team, as well as captain of the Science Bowl team. He has spent his time after school playing on the tennis and passing legislation as a senator of Model Congress. Outside of school, Mohan spends his time volunteering at the Lawrence Library and at various community events aimed at getting younger students interested in science. Mohan plans to become a pharmacist and conduct medicinal research to improve the lives of those suffering from chronic illness. Evan Sabelli. Evan is a student athlete who has played both baseball and tennis for the school. Outside of sports, he has been a part of the theater company for 3 years. He also is a part of the STEM Club. In the summer, he volunteers at the summer program for the Princeton Academy of the Sacred Heart. Gabrielle Cody. Gabrielle is thrilled to be joining the National Honor Society. Here at school, she is a part of peer leadership, team pep, track and field, and is the co-president of SAVE. When she's not busy at school, she is acting and doing community service. Gabrielle is a part of numerous acting companies throughout New Jersey and just recently finished being in the production of The Diary of Anne Frank. Her long-term goals are to major in business administration in college to help prepare her for running her own company. She would like to thank her family and teachers for supporting her in her academic achievements. Cassandra Coyle. Cassie is excited to become a member of LHS. While not in the classroom, she can be found on stage in the fall dramas, spring musicals, or senior shows. She enjoys acting, singing, and choreographing for the Lawrence High School Theater Company. She is also an active officer of Operation Smile, as well as student council. She spends a lot of time at the dance studio as well, training in ballet, pointe, jazz, tap, and lyrical. She would like to thank her friends and family for their continued support. Susanna Daprich. Susanna is involved in the music department, being a member of Pit Orchestra and the woodwind section leader in the Red Scare Marching Band. She is also a member of the track team and in the future would like to explore the country's national parks. Haley Davis. Haley is very excited to be joining the National Honor Society. She has been an active member of the Lawrence High School Theater Company since freshman year, as both a performer and a stage manager. She is also the vice president of the Operation Smile Club and will be going on a medical mission to Mexico later this year. Haley hopes to incorporate both volunteering and performing into her future. Chelsea Darraville. Chelsea is a hardworking student at Lawrence High School that enjoys listening to music and pushing herself towards her dream goal, to become successful in business. Chelsea is an athlete in track and field. She has 3 siblings, and she is the oldest. A side goal of hers is to give charity from the money that she'll make to those in poverty or those who are less fortunate.
Grant Gallagher. Grant participates in Boy Scouts and earned his Eagle Scout rank last year by leading a project for his church where he built a rain garden to enhance the landscape. He also has been participating in the social club at school for almost 5 years. In his free time, he enjoys collecting coins and old money for a hobby. James Gow. Unfortunately, James could not be here today, but he is an engrossing student, passionate about many interdisciplinary studies, but most prevalently the biological sciences. When you can't find James doing cancer research at Rutgers University, you might catch him playing hockey or debating at Model UN. James would like to thank his family for all their support throughout the years and looks forward to pursuing an MD, PhD in the future. Kenneth Griesiak. Kenneth is grateful to be awarded for his commitment to the Lawrence cross country and track teams, volunteer work at a synagogue, and dedication to learning Spanish. Through these experiences and the support of his friends and family, he has grown substantially. Will Harrell. When Will is not engaging in some of his hobbies, such as hunting, fishing, and fencing, he can be found at home doing schoolwork or helping around the neighborhood doing things like dog watching, mowing lawns, or tutoring a middle schooler who lives up the street from him. After graduating high school, he will attend college and would like to major in the field of cybersecurity. He would also like to thank his family for their continuous support. Maha Imran. Maha is excited and ready to be a new member of the National Honor Society. When not in class, she loves to spend her weekends volunteering at the mosque, teaching the early childhood about religion. She also enjoys helping out at a doctor's office by guiding patients and keeping everything tidy. On top of that, she actively participates in many clubs, such as the school newspaper, International Alliance, Students Helping Honduras, and Women in STEM. Maha appreciates the continued support from her friends, family, and teachers. Larissa Ireland. Larissa has been part of stage crew for the LHS Theater Company since freshman year, and is also an officer of the club. She enjoys studying history and physics. She's been playing ice hockey since she was 9 and has been a referee for the past few years. She would like to thank her family for their continued support in her academic career. James Keene. James enjoys swimming for the Lawrence High School swim team in the winter and Eastern Express swim team year-round. His favorite class is chemistry with Mr. Davis, and his hobbies outside of swimming include ping pong and movie watching. James is interested in pursuing physics or chemistry in college. He would like to thank his mother, father, and friends on his swim team for their endless encouragement. Gwyneth Lavery. Gwyneth is excited to be inducted into the National Honor Society. She is the vice president of Operation Smile and is also a member of Team PEP. When she isn't in school, she can be found at the Mercer Lake practicing for Mercer Junior Rowing Club's varsity team, which she has been a part of since freshman year. Gwyneth will continue her rowing career in college, where she hopes to pursue a major in finance. She would like to thank her family, friends, teacher, and coaches for their endless support in her academic and athletic careers.
Daniel Logan. Daniel is interested in biology and engineering. He aspires to have a career in biology or medicine. He would like to thank his friends and family for all their support. Sanjay Mahadevan. Sanjay is a tennis player and is in a couple other extracurriculars as well. He is the co-president of STEM and an officer of Science Olympiad. Sanjay also volunteers within his community at a local senior center. Overall, Sanjay is a well-rounded student who aspires to one day be a doctor. Nadine Mararena. Nadine is a hardworking student who is interested in all subjects, but especially loves to work with kids. When not performing at different events as part of Magical Choir, she is singing at St. Anne's as a part of the youth choir. Being a member of International Alliance, Student Leadership, and STEM, Nadine gets to experience social, educational, and community events that gives her the opportunity to shape her character. Nadine would like to thank her family for all their support. Bradley Miller. Bradley has been a member of the Lawrence High School Theater Company since his freshman year. He has participated in all the spring musicals since then. When he is not on stage, you can see him participating in various school activities. He has been a part of LMTI and Operation Smile since he came to LHS. Through these two clubs, he has participated in service activities, such as the annual Santa Breakfast. He is also a part of the Arts and Humanities Academy here at Lawrence. When he thinks back, his personal greatest accomplishment in high school thus far would be having been picked by administrators to attend Mercer County Day's Day of Dialogue. Kaylee Morrison. Kaylee is best known for her love of science, as shown by her commitment to Science Olympiad in her favorite class, AP Biology. When she isn't studying, she participates in DECA, plays clarinet and Red Scare, and takes care of animals at the Stony Brook Millstone watershed. In the future, Kaylee hopes to pursue her passions by studying medicine and becoming a doctor or orthodontist. Ruchika Motori. Ruchika aspires to pursue a career in medicine as well as inspire more women to enter the STEM field. She likes to contribute to her community often, especially by working with the underprivileged or youth. Music is also an important part of her life. She has been singing, dancing, and playing the violin for several years. She wishes to travel the world and never stop learning. Ruchika feels honored to be part of NHS and is incredibly grateful for her parents' unconditional support. Will the next row please stand up? Anushka Negi. Anushka is new to America as well as to LHS. She is hardworking, dedicated towards every job assigned to her. Change has been a constant part of her life and has made her a better person. Anushka is part of Operation Smile and Theater. She would like to thank her parents for their support. Anushka is excited to be a part of the National Honor Society and looks forward to various opportunities it provides. Well, please, next line, please now stand up. Mansi Patel. Mansi prides herself on the ambition of becoming a teacher. In her free time, she likes to volunteer at Homefront and teach kids through early childhood in Kumon. She is also a part of the Arts and Humanities Academy. She would like to thank her parents for all their support.
Neha Pramanand. Neha is a student who has a passion for science, dancing, and serving in the community. She wants to pursue a career in pharmacy or biomedical engineering. She is also known for dancing Indian classical dances in the community and continues to dance after she graduated from her Indian classical dance school. She actively participates in clubs such as DECA and STEM and loves to play the violin and the piano. Neha would like to thank her parents, her younger brother, and her friends for always being there. Dan Rothenberg. Dan is heavily involved in the community. He is co-vice president in Interact, a community service-based club. On top of Interact, Dan volunteers at Special Olympics over the summer. Dan is interested in marketing and economics and hopes to pursue these subjects in college. He would like to thank his family, especially his twin sister, Melissa, for all their support. Melissa Rothenberg. Melissa is an active member at Lawrence High School as she is captain of the softball team, an officer in Students Helping Honduras and the Business Academy, and was a state finalist in DECA. She also plays softball year-round for Newtown Rock, where she is captain of the team. Melissa aspires to play Division I softball in college while studying business management. She wants to thank her parents, her siblings Lori and Jeff, and of course her twin brother Daniel for all their love and support. Casey Yu. Casey is a committed student who particularly enjoys history. She enjoys helping others in her community and internationally through her participation in International Students Helping Honduras. This summer, she is excited for her amazing opportunity to travel to Korea for a language immersion program for future global leaders, sponsored by the U.S. state government. Through this experience, she will enhance her leadership skills that she developed through DECA. She would like to thank her family and friends for their support. Allie Short. Allie has been actively involved in Trenton's Children Choir, both as a rehearsal assistant and a member of the high school choir. She performed at the White House sophomore year and had the pleasure of meeting Mr. and Mrs. Obama. She volunteers at an animal shelter and is planning to become a veterinarian. Jenna Slowinski. Jenna is involved in the spring and winter track teams and is involved in acting in the fall shows. Outside of school, she works as a gymnastic instructor and volunteers with various organizations such as Justice Works, Special Olympics, and SAVE, of which she is co-president. Jenna plans to study international relations. She would like to thank her family for their continuing support. Sophie Sletsky. Sophie is involved in the music program at LHS, playing clarinet, piano, and trumpet. She is a member of Pit Orchestra, the jazz band, and is the assistant captain of Red Scare. She's also a member of STEM Club, Science Olympiad, Science Bowl, and teams. In her free time, she enjoys running and watching professional hockey. Sophie hopes to become an aerospace engineer.
Lisa Smith. Lisa is part of the high school swimming and soccer teams. She has been volunteering for Lawrence Hamnet by coaching multiple teams for the last few years. In her free time, she enjoys hanging out with friends and she hopes to pursue a career in education. Siddhant Swami. Siddhant, who also likes to be called Sid, is a committed and dedicated student who enjoys math and science, especially physics and calculus. He is currently a member of numerous clubs, including Model UN, Science Olympiad, and STEM. Sid also is an active Boy Scout of Troop 43, in which he has done numerous activities, including canoeing the Delaware River for 97 miles and traveling to Florida for a week-long sailboat experience. In the future, Sid hopes to go into engineering. He would like to thank his family and friends for their support. Kathleen Thornton. Kathleen is a member of the LHS Student Leadership Club and has been a varsity swimmer for 3 years. When she's not in the pool, Kathleen enjoys volunteer tutoring at the EPS Destinations program and volunteer coaching at Pennington Aquatic Swim Team. As a part of the STEM Academy, her main academic interests are in the field of science. She plans to go into college to pursue a career in this field. Olivia Wabin. Olivia is a dedicated member at DECA, Operation Smile, and Students Help in Honduras. Whether it is attending meetings or planning fundraisers, she is always keeping herself busy. Her greatest reward is making a difference in other people's lives, which she will have a chance to do when she attends an Operation Smile medical mission to the Philippines this summer. In the future, she hopes to pursue a career in public health and medicine so she can keep giving back. Bria Zellner. Bria is honored to be inducted into NHS tonight. When not in the classroom, Bria can be outside on the soccer fields practicing or on the track training. She has been a part of the soccer and track team for the past 3 years. Other than athletics, Bria is also a part of the Arts and Humanities Academy here at Lawrence. Outside of school, Bria can be seen with her youth group, her club soccer team, or serving people in various service projects. Bria would like to thank her family for all their support and love. Brenna Zellner. Brenna is a very active student. She played soccer for the school team, was a participant in the school musical, and is a track and field manager. She enjoys attending school events and has tons of Cardinal pride. If she is not in school, she is attending youth group and playing guitar and training. She is a very social person who loves to talk to people. She is very vocally opinionated and holds strong Christian views. She is hardworking and determined. Brenna is also a member of DECA. She is excited to join NHS and thanks everyone. Fiona Zhao. Fiona is a committed member of the Interact Club at Lawrence High School as a junior co-officer. Interact is a community service club in which she helps run the meetings and organize and plan events. Outside of school, Fiona works at Kumon Learning Center for students who struggle with math or reading skills. As an assistant instructor, Fiona has the responsibility of ensuring that the students are on task and aid those who may struggle with their work. Fiona would like to thank her friends and family for the support. You may return to your seat. And while all the new inductees please rise and join me in reciting the National Honor Society Pledge. I pledge to maintain high scholastic standing, to hold as fundamental and worthy an untarnished character, to endeavor intelligently and courageously, to be a leader, and to give of myself freely in service to others. In doing so, I shall prove myself worthy of a place in the National Honor Society. Congratulations.
Juniors, let me begin by congratulating all of you on your achievements and thanking all of your families for their support and encouragement in helping you understand the meaning of success. Well done. I have been honored to work with Mrs. Herzog this year, my first as co-advisor for the National Honor Society. This experience has breathed life into my instruction of the humanities as I try to share with my students the wisdom of many of the great thinkers of antiquity who have tried to define excellence, and in doing so have attempted to articulate how to create a better humanity. Juniors, you are our great builders for tomorrow. Achieving the distinction of membership in the National Honor Society demonstrates that you have achieved success in scholarship, leadership, service, and character. However, the purpose of this distinction is to encourage you to continue your good work. For just as the ancient Greeks learned, so what must we? That glory, or glorious distinction, without honor is limited and momentary. My question to you is, now that you are members of the National Honor Society, how will you continue to lead? Whom will you now serve? And what will you commit to doing in order to discover the purpose of achievement? Please look beyond tonight's glorious distinction and apply the fundamental pillars of success in order to create a foundation upon which to build your lives. Honor what you do, and seek not glory, as glory will inevitably find you. Congratulations.
I enthusiastically add my congratulations to the 2016 inductees into the Lawrence High School chapter of the National Honor Society. But before we conclude tonight's ceremony, allow me a few moments to share my perspective on exactly what living in the spaces among the pillars of scholarship, character, leadership, and service actually looks like on a typical busy day, at least from the vantage point of this teacher. It goes something like this. 8 a.m., check email. Mrs. Herzog, I have forwarded a review of a recent work on American colonization and the evolution of the current partisan divide. Thought you might like it. Like it? I loved it. I'm quite certain that my students can imagine me culling the pages of innumerable historians' work on the colonial era, not to mention my college and graduate school notes, to explore the fundamental premise of the book and pass it along to you. The lesson? This is typical of the students assembled here this evening. They share favorite books, articles, films, websites. We, their teachers, are invited to their performances, informed of lectures they have attended, debates heard, science experiments successfully completed. The list is endless. Our students have become our teachers. It is as it should be. I believe it was Ralph Waldo Emerson who stated in The American Scholar, his Phi Beta Kappa address at Harvard, that man thinking is the world's eye. He is the world's heart. Our inductees and members are thinking. This is very promising, according to NPR this morning. In the United States, many Rust Belt cities are being transformed into the smartest places on earth. Why here? Because in the United States, we have the freedom to think. Back to the day. 11 a.m. Arrive at Cardinal Nest, the NHS program to provide academic support for our 9th graders. Find at least a dozen NHS members sacrificing their lunch, their senior out to lunch, to patiently explain anything and everything from the Pythagorean theorem to the conjugation of the French irregular verbs. Miss Mallon is incredulous. I can't believe this, she says, her voice rising. These students are amazing. They are here every week, giving up precious time, and often the students who most need their help are not prepared and willing to learn. The lesson? The senior members of NHS never surrendered. Emerson's 2 cents? Drudgery, calamity, exasperation, and want are the instructors in eloquence and wisdom. The true scholar grudges every opportunity of action passed by as a loss of power. 5 to 7 p.m. Actually, 5 to 7 p.m., 24/7, January, February, and March. Prepare for Cardinal Jeopardy, the annual NHS charity fundraiser, which our current members and inductees have witnessed in 3 different incarnations. First, as Teacher Jeopardy, then Student Jeopardy, and now, and hopefully forevermore, as Cardinal Jeopardy. Instruct members of NHS that they, not I, not Miss Mallon, will now recruit a minimum of 12 student teams and 4 teacher teams, develop 26 question categories, and write no fewer than 10 questions per category, attend weekly and eventually bi-weekly evenings in, did I mention, January, February, and March. Transform oneself into a large red bird, feet not included, and perform bird pantomime during the lunch periods. Refer back to the previously explained out to lunch sacrifice. Resurrect an electronic buzzer system designed by a former NHS member about the time the current members entered kindergarten. Design a logo, transfer said logo to t-shirts, posters, advertisements, forms, post and distribute all of the above, improvise variations on a Jeopardy theme in every key, major, minor, augmented, and otherwise, and play said improvisations on trumpet during, you guessed it, lunch. Become Alex Trebek. Transfer the 4 rounds of 6 categories, 5 edited questions, each to computer programs compatible with the 2016 Chromebooks and the ancient existing projection system. Give up sleep. Give up calculus. Give up gov, lang, lit, prob stats, biochem, physics, theater, sport, dance, scouts, family. Do they give up trying to juggle it all? Never. In fact, the current members of NHS not only instilled renewed enthusiasm for teacher participation in this event, they have laid the foundation for hybrid Cardinal Jeopardy, bird teams of teachers and students together. Did I mention that the snack bar proceeds exceeded the proceeds of the previous 2 snack bar years combined? The lesson: innovate, inspire, surmount endless obstacles, and have fun. Infectious fun, belly laugh fun. And this summer, a full 6 months after our event, pause and know that you have changed the world for the better. Or at least your small slice of Mercer County, because the Homefront Children's Summer Camp has the necessary monies to exist because of you. As most of you know, I could go on, but the cookies are getting cold. And these few examples, this tiny slice of your daily lives, should more than illustrate the extent to which our members are well on their way to joining the alumni highlighted in Dr. Woolley's address. And thus, here we are at the annual crossroads of these young scholars' lives, our seniors on the precipice of what I call the long goodbye, the bittersweet celebration of their final weeks in high school, and our juniors poised at the starting gate of the now infamous college process. Together, they will complete approximately 485 advanced placement examinations in the next 2 weeks, while continuing to meet the daily demands of their numerous sports and extracurricular activities. In their spare time, the juniors may tackle another round of SATs, SAT subject tests, and ACTs. To you, our members and inductees, remember that in surmounting all of this, you must never lose sight of who you are. And know that more often than not, you will get it right. You are well on your way to accomplishing what Horace described in his oft-quoted phrase, exegi monumentum ira perennis. I have built a monument more lasting than bronze. To you, the parents, families, and friends of the students assembled here, we, the faculty and administration, thank you for entrusting us with your children, who now stand before us on the threshold of adulthood. At this time, would all of the inductees please rise and turn to face your audience? Would all seniors, soon to be graduates, please rise and face your audience? Please join me in applauding the members and inductees of the Lawrence High School chapter of the National Honor Society. Would everyone please rise for the recessional?